Welcome back, tubers, to another live feed. Today on special we have more shucking cells. I absolutely am running out all the time and absolutely sounds stupid. But welcome to another live feed. I am just simply talking while I work. Basically, I am a member of the DIY Powerwalls community. You can visit us at DIYpowerwalls.com or DIY Powerwalls on Facebook, or many of the more specific DIY Powerwalls sites on Facebook. If you just search it, you'll find heaps of us. So thank you very much for tuning in, and let's get this started. First, we need somebody to join the room and say something. It's kind of important. How do I fade? That one. I changed to that camera so you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if this works, shall we? What have we got? We've got no drop frames yet, which is kind of good to see. YouTube and the Facebooks here isn't a really good thing. Rightio. First of all, I need some cells. And if anybody was joining me last time, basically where I'm at is I've only got so many cells left. And that was sort of piled up the last live feed I did 2 days ago. So I am getting through them quite quickly. I think I'm doing about 100 a day. That's a beast to feed. I could probably do 120 to 150 a day if I really pushed hard, but there's a certain amount of time management that goes into it. So basically, you've got digital 4S's along the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 along the bottom. These ones here are pre-charged cells, so that's on the iMacs, and these are all TP4056s, which pre-charge or recharge. So I shuck them out, I put them into here, this container here, and then if they need to be charged after they come out of here, I put them back up there again, or into the old Opus or Nightcore charger. And then the pre-charged cells hit here in order to be tested, so they're faster. And then all the completed ones go in the box down there on the floor. And I've taken some of your advice, and instead of just chucking them in there, I've got them all packed in there. There's probably 250 cells in there, all tested already. So, and they're mainly all grey panos. So let's get this sold. We've got some people in the chat room already. I don't even know where my gloves are. That's a problem. Shitballs. Does anybody know where I left my gloves last time I did a live feed? This is going to make this a really boring live feed if I can't find them. Out of interest, all of this is running off that Powerwall. So there's no grid power. Oh, actually no, I lied. There is grid power. The TP4056. No, sorry. The iMacs charger is grid powered because that's 240 volt. I do believe it has a plug there that I can run with it. Maybe I should try doing that as well. Gloves. I don't do that. This is what you get from moving shit around. I ordered a fan for my for the Watchmon 5, and they sent me. I ordered the wrong one. It's a 48 volt. Yeah. Anyway, it's a 48 volt fan. It's too big. I needed it like a quarter of the size, but 48 volt. But anyway, you get that right. Cells. Who's in the room? Peter. G'day. Well, I'm glad you asked. Now I've done this, so I can do this one, that one. So at least it makes it look like I'm looking at the camera. We is here. Wayne, welcome. Sop Casper Christmas. What's your real name, buddy? It's a very weird YouTube name, although I get it with your channel. Metal Fab Signage, can you briefly go over building packs of mismatched cells and capacity wise? I could, I guess. I might cover that a little bit later though, because I want to actually get started, get some of these cells out, and that's one thing I can babble on about. So ask me again in 10 minutes, Metal Fab. Wow, another chat. This is not so much a chat as a reason to do some work, Mike, and I might actually make $1 coin from YouTube's. LOL, next live feed, bathroom break stop. That doesn't sound like a very good idea, Robert. I think what do you call it? The YouTube's ethical standards committee might be all over that, or in that, or on that. I'm not sure how you put that. Jaron, great, need something to listen to while coding the remote access for the BMS. Excellent, Jaron. I probably should have moved those, but I'll leave them there in picture anyway. Looks like a big board, Pete. Yes, it is Rowan's. I've borrowed it a few times. We borrow a lot of other each other's stuff. And if anybody else is in the area, in my area, in Brisbane, Australia, and you need to borrow stuff, feel free to reach out rather than buying it if it saves you some money. I'm not sure I can always help you out, but I can certainly try. That includes the community spot welder. The community spot welder was returned again last night. So if anybody needs the community spot welder, the K-Weld community spot welder, it comes with a battery if you're local. Where is it? Here we go. It comes with a battery, so you can do like a few hundred welds with that battery when it's fully charged. And you can borrow the ISDT, so you can charge it up. Any cables and stuff you need as well. So it's a one-stop shop. I also have some nickel you can buy if you need it. It's nickel plated, nickel strip, the steel plated nickel strip, or whatever you call it. But it is there. So you're welcome to that. I say that as many times as I can, so it gets out there and gets used. I reckon we've surpassed 25,000 welds with that community spot welder, and that's a guess. That's a real guess. I don't actually know. I need one of those. What do you call it? The OBS little boxes that I can change cameras on. I know there's something out there. Oh, I like the big port. Hey, Jaron, looking very organised. You must have had help, Pete. No, I just set it up. I need to get it done faster, and I've got heaps of computer work to do. It's crazy. Yes, that was the plan with the 48 volt fan, but it's the wrong one. I'll have to order a new one so I can do some more videos on that. Watch 1.5. I should probably open this box as well. No, I'm not going to do that on camera. I am going to get stuck into the video for the Tesla Model S, or the Tesla batteries today. That will be my goal. That is why I have this t-shirt on, because it's kind of my thing. Jeff, welcome. Yeah, I'm not getting much done. So grab some more cells or some more batteries. I actually want to count how many I do this time. So 5, 10, 15, reckon 20. Reckon 20 is enough. I think we do. I think we shoot for the stars and try and do 30. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Whoa! I got an imposter. Oh, wrong camera. I got an imposter. That'll have, yeah, heaters. There's another one to be given away, kids. Okay, which is the better camera angle? It's probably that one. Even though I'm trying to look at that camera there rather than looking up there, because somebody said to me the last live feed, it looks impersonal when I'm not looking at the camera. I guess it looks unprofessional, but I don't think it's impersonal. I'm not doing it deliberately. Peter and I work on laptops and PCs too. Awesome. I actually before I actually do that video, I've got to do a PS4 Pro and a PS4 Slim. PS4 Slim has a HDMI port problem, and the PS4 Pro somebody dropped it, killed a hard drive, and they were charging the controller at the same time and snapped off the USB port on the motherboard. So that'll be an interesting video. I'm not videoing it. I'm far too slow. I'm too powerful too. I'm far too slow to actually do the repairs on the motherboard repairs, and I don't want to be told I'm doing it wrong. Because let's face it, I probably am. Oh, you live and learn. You learn something new every day. The 24 version of the Watch 17 Plus is finally in fabrication. Are you still doing plenty of 24 volt systems? That would be awesome. YouTube moderators, howdy Pete. Haircut, yes I had a haircut. Ed R, have you received your refund yet? I've still got that big spike in my YouTube analytics. Yeah, too far from Adelaide, Pete. If you want to sort out postage, I won't be able to do the... I don't really want to post the damn thing, but I mean, I guess I can if I'm not using it. But as soon as I reach out to Tom for his cell holders things... No! How did that sneak through when I wasn't looking? You could, I could post it down if you really needed it, I guess. I hate posting. I am very slow. I'd ask Jaron when I got to post stuff to him. 3 weeks later, he says, have you done it yet? And I say, oh no! Too far. The X6 should be back with you in a couple of days, almost finished. That is fine, Wayne. I've still got the other one because nobody's borrowing the ISDT charger. I'm glad you're using it. And Wayne also had the 3D printer for a while there as well. What's up, little boss? I'm doing the live feed. You can't be on camera. You're in pajamas. Go and get out of your pajamas and you can say g'day to YouTube. Jeez, I wish he cleaned his room that fast. Which camera am I on? That one. I really wish he cleaned his room that fast. Nice transition. I just changed it. It's just a button within OBS. We got lots of different coloured thumbs. Off good. Jaron, doing more pixel videos at the time of year. I can run through it and place the video 24 systems running. Building 6 more 4S lithium ion 3,500 packs. Wow. Pretty big. Stream Deck. Stream Deck is what I was thinking, yes. I watch Lewis Rosman all the time, and that Stream Deck, once set up, looks like a bloody brilliant little thing to have. I don't have that many camera angles though, right? So it doesn't really matter that much. Have you moved away from fuse wire then? Re the spot welder. I think I'm moving back towards fuse wire. With the new packs I'm building, they will have Tom Amarin's new bus bar design for like the nickel strip. So the next packs that I'm building, that there is a 156p pack. So it's 20 long and 8 wide. This lot that I'm doing this for are going to be 10 wide and 20 long. So they'll still fit in my HP Powerwall mounts, but I get an extra 40p in there. Rightio, we've got an imposter. An imposter. He's just there. He's like a little rabbit or something. He goes around, he goes around his class telling people, "Don't tell anybody, but my dad's on YouTube." You want to come and say hello? Look at your hair. It looks like you just got out of the shower. Hurry up. You're either coming over or you're not. Say hello, YouTube, and you watch. All the comment sections will light up with people saying hello to you.
What?
You should see when Kylie comes on, your mum. Do you want to help me do some cells?
Yeah.
What are these called?
Batteries?
Batteries. How many batteries do we have?
199,000?
199,000 apparently. Oh, they're all going, hello little buddy. Hello little buddy. He went to bang it on the ground. He's watched me too many times. I'm doing a live feed. I should be paying attention to the chat. No, no tools. No. God, he just picked up side cutters. Like the big ones for cables. You haven't even got gloves on.
I know that.
What are you doing inside the house? Are you playing Minecraft?
Computer.
Computer. Okay, off you go. High five. Knuckles. Hey, we should show everybody our cool knuckles. This one and like that. Ready? Boom! So basically we do knuckles with a thumbs up at the end of it. Oh, I can just see your thumb. It's like a YouTube video. You say, everybody, quick, if you haven't given me a thumbs, don't do it. Don't do it!
Make sure to subscribe.
Oh, you gotta hit thumbs up and subscribe, is that right? You're not helping. You're not coming on camera unless you're dressed. Okay, you can come and say hello and that's it. Then you both can go inside.
Hello.
Alright, there you go. You're done. Out of here.
Okay.
Shoe flies.
I'm taking my robot.
Okay, you can take the robot car inside the house. What have we got? That moves productivity away from the productive side of things. Fuse wire, I've done that. The switcher box for OBS. Is that something different? Jag 9100. I'm replacing the wraps on all of my cells, going all black with white labels for cap resistance and date of process. That sounds like an awful lot of work, brother. I mean, I get it from a final what do you call it? Look, I guess you'd say. But I think it'll be quite hard to why is that up there for? It's not even on. It'll be hard. That's a lot of extra work, but it'll look good. Shuck away, Pete. I like watching somebody work. I said like a council work. Absolutely. Oh, heaters. We hate them. There are plenty of good Sanyos out there. Don't be discriminatory. They suck. Mike Nacko. They absolutely can suck. Wait a minute. I got to do that at the right camera. Rightio. Rightio. I have not had a single bit of success with Sanyos. And in fact, I can say the heaters that I have taken out of my battery pack that I've only found because I had a thermal camera have all been Sanyos. Every single one of them. Nothing has been anything other than a Sanyo cell. And I just dropped one in the rubbish bin. And I don't even use the Sanyo ones anymore. Even these ones. These are Sanyos as well. Even though these are, what are these, 4.35 volt? I don't even use them. I give them away as well. I have no faith in them. Maybe it's geographical. Maybe it's you got a good bunch that were not very cycled. I don't know. But certainly every one that I've got has been absolutely friggin' terrible. Oh yeah, what are we at? Nerdville fitted the big charger with Sanyos. Actually, somebody contacted me about Nerdville last night. I'm going to try and give him a call and find out what's going on. I have his number here somewhere. I'll reach out to him and find out how he's going. Maybe we might be able to get him a quick video, YouTube update. Are you at least getting it done, Pete? Yeah, I'm getting it done. Where did you go to ride yesterday? Oh, I went up Mount Cootha. But no, please take the robot out of the shed. That is noisy and annoying. Go. Go, take it inside. He's playing with that Elgu robot car. That actually goes really well, but it's really annoying, like the noise it makes. Yeah, so I went up to Mount Cootha, but I haven't been up for, I think I've had like probably 2 or 3 months of not going up. And I got into a stage where I was going up 4 times a week, and I was really loved it. And then I went out there yesterday for the first or second time again in a long time, and I tried going up the mountain with as much enthusiasm as I used to do it, and it just killed me. I think if you have a look on Strava, I only rode for half an hour, and I was rooted. I was absolutely exhausted. I guess that's part and parcel because I sit on my arse all day. Probably should do some more, but it was still a good ride. And I don't know, my bike's all still in my car. I might go out again today. I don't know. I'm trying to use the weekends to actually, you know, have fun rather than and then chill out and relax. And funnily enough, I call this chilling out and relaxing. So, what are we up to? It's really hard to use a mouse with these gloves on. Do we start the heaters? Hi Peter, I have a question. Can we see your panel with the chargers? I'd like to make one like yours. This isn't mine. This is what do you call it? Rowan's. I keep forgetting his name. That is. There we go. It's just basically a bit of timber with all the hardware and stuff on it, and it's got a couple of decent sized fans down that end, and then down this end it's just got all the power, and then I've got behind there, if you can see it, there's one power supply which is not running, but all the other power is coming from here. So it's coming from the DC, so it's going into, can you see it in there? I don't know, there's a silver thing. The red light on it there, that's the DC to DC, so 48 volt to 12 volt converter. And the power supply is running this 5 volt rail at the moment, because I don't have any 5 volt rail from my batteries. It's probably just as inefficient to do that as anything else, so that's it. Nothing special really, it's pretty bodgy, but it really works well. All the cables and stuff are, I don't know, average at best. Looped around and whatever. But look, it works, and that's all that's got to happen, right? Okay. Sorry about making you seasick, guys. Which way does that go? It's never going to be the same again. Yeah, the chargers, it's whatever works for you with the charger backs. Yeah, house cleaning is a biatch. Christian, welcome. Do a Lewis Rosman style rant. Oh, I can't do it. Lewis is, I tell you what, that guy is so smart, and the way he rattles off numbers, statistics, the information that guy can recall is really clever. And to do a Lewis Rosman style rant, you really need to have your ducks in a row and really understand what you're doing, and then just call everybody out and do it with so much determination and accuracy of information. It's kind of awesome. He's a smart man. He deserves everything that boy can get. Good evening from South Carolina. Hello, little buddy. I think we're getting into all the hellos. The real boss. He is 8 and the other one's like 15. Is that my phone, or I got to make sure my wife doesn't call. Cheers, mate, from Canada, home of teen cereal. What the hell do you mean by teen cereal? Or teen cereal? A bunch of load of thumbs. My kids are fascinated with my batteries. Wouldn't you just QR code for each battery be okay? Yeah, you could do that, I guess. My grandkid is only 18 months old. I haven't seen him for like a month. But it's just because my daughter is busy with work, and I think they're trying to buy a house and stuff, so He's always in daycare and they're both working. The cyan ring cells are the best, over a few thousand, and rarely get a heater out of those. Those purple rings that are bad. There we go. Didn't know that, Mike. 95% of I've never had a heater that's not a Sanyo. It's weird. I think it has a name for a reason. Mike's just the exception to the rule. Awesome shop. What a hangout spot. Yes, it's been my hangout spot. This particular hangout spot's been my spot for the last 6 years. Before that, I had a different hangout spot. I bought this place 6 years ago, so I'm never going anywhere. I'd love to make it insulated and stuff like that, so it's a little bit more comfortable. But one day it'll come. These are so easy to open, these batteries. What do we got? Sanyo cells not suited to Australian environment. That's possible. That was me, Pete, Nerdville. There we go, D-Tech. Oh, there we go. Now I can reference back to who the hell I'm talking to on chats and stuff like that. Going up Kutha with as much enthusiasm as wet lettuce. Oh no, it was a lot more enthusiasm than that. I started off hard. I pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then I got halfway up the mountain and I just died. I just stopped. I got to, now, when I was going up the mountain before, don't get me wrong, it was still taking me 20 minutes to do, you know, what somebody fit could do in 7 minutes, but I could ride the entire way up the mountain. And it's no joke, it's friggin' hard work. And there's some really big climbs. But this time I think I stopped 4 times on the way up. It wasn't much fun. Hi from Finland, welcome. Don't like Sanyos over the green LGs. Oh, the green LGs, yum. Doing a charging station, already got one. Hello guys, hey bro. Thermal cork on the outside. Are you talking about my workshop and the heat? I didn't know them purple wrap cells are Sanyos. I've had a few of them. I'm pretty sure they're Sanyos. They're reminiscent of Sanyos, i.e. not, they're on the cell database. They're on the cell database, so I'm sure they are Sanyos. Hi from Brazil. Batteries are very expensive here. That's a pity. Are they very expensive because people are cottoned on, or is it because of government legislation and stuff like that? Like gold. Hey there, I spoke to you about LiPo-based power bank. I was planning on building a few months back. Well, I finished it. Turns out to be 2 kilowatt hours worth. A bit of a beast at 12 kilos. That's not so bad. I guess it's depending on what you're doing, or whether it's going to be portable or not. It's good that you got it finished and working, though. Congratulations. You have to have a man cave, or even better, a power cave. This isn't my man cave. This is my job. This is where I work for a living. This is how I pay all my bills. This seat should be upgraded to a gold-plated seat because a bit of a beast. What is it? I joined you when you showed behind chargers, so you have built it lately. No, I haven't built it lately. No, I borrowed it off my my buddy Rowan. I thought about building my own, but I just it works borrowing stuff on a financial level, and if I could be some value to him as well, it'd be good. Like it swings a roundabout. There we go, another beeping. Either something started charging or started discharging or finished charging. I don't think any of us have finished charging yet. I think I'm going to have to do a lot more than 30 packs. I think I'm going to have to do a lot more than 30 packs. I think more regs and government in France. Oh, there you go. I think that's the problem in a lot of places. Pete, how do you collect laptop batteries? Well, back in the day, I used to really get out there and be proactive and ask lots of people and do all that sort of stuff. In the past, I guess 2 years, I haven't really needed any cells. I've just wanted them. So I've just sort of waited until they showed up at my doorstep. But certainly, that'll be the subject of one of my next videos. I'm going to document doing this build, except what I plan on doing is trying to document every step from getting the cells, finding them, storing them, processing them, how you process them, what to process them with, how I quickly process the cells, then go to building the packs, then go to capacity testing packs, then go to designing the overall system with the inverter and everything else, and obviously the battery management system has to be in there. Setting it all up, I don't know if I go 24, 48 volt yet, but it might go 24 volts so I can test the Watchmon 7, which will be released soon. I don't know when, don't ask when, I don't know. Yeah, actually document the entire process of building a one kick-ass industry standard or industry standard for Australia Powerwall. So that is the plan with this one. But for this one, I'll need 2,500, 3,000 cells, and so far I've got 200. Maybe more, I don't know. I haven't counted them yet. I really don't know. But I haven't put a dent in the bucket, in the first bucket that I've got underneath the bench there. And these are not the right ones. I felt that straight away. There's another lot. Somebody is going to be able to build their own wall out of 17 650s or 17 720s or whatever they are. Have you what a beast when you small. How do you collect laptop batteries? Which technology replaced the current 8650? I think they already have, and that's just the LiPo batteries, the pouch batteries, because they're thinner, and they're lighter. I don't know about more energy dense, but the cells out there, I mean, these, I hardly ever see these in new laptops anymore. They're almost all LiPos now. So I guess a lot of people are going, well, we're going to run out of batteries. Well, I don't think we will, because 18650s have been proven, and now because they're all on the motor cars and everything else, the community will just simply evolve to adapt to the different technologies that are out there. So I don't think we're going to run out of cells anytime soon. I ordered a MK yesterday. Awesome. I've purchased 3,000 usable cells for $1,000 from a recycle, or maybe have 1,000 dead batteries. Any suggestions on what to do with them? If the recycler has any sort of ethics, take it back to them. It's funny, I know a lot of recyclers that won't take the scraps back, even though they're processed down and sorted out. But take them back, see what they say. It's worth a crack. Where is it? Change cameras, transition. Go to that one so you can actually see what I'm doing. I've just got a bin at my feet where I'm just tearing off the nickel. This is the fastest way to do this, and oh, there we go. I was going to say, I don't know where the snippy tools are, but snippy tools should be here somewhere. It's faster to do it this way than with snippy tools at this stage, especially with these cells. You just basically pull them apart, and that one just fell down. Oh, and I put that one in the bin. I actually tip the bin out before I actually recycle it. I tip the bin out and make sure I haven't accidentally put a cell in the rubbish bin, which I do often. It's hard to get batteries in Finland. Some companies give free, but almost 50% have working cells, and about 80% of those cells are good condition, close to normal capacity. That's pretty good. Is it maybe because it's cold and the batteries die quicker up there, or? He won't take them. That's shocking. have you got like a local government tip where you can take them to? I know my tip has a lithium recycler. Like they've basically got a wheelie bin for lithium batteries from phones and things like that. And every time I go there, I fill the bins up. And they keep telling me that I'm commercial and I'm not allowed to dump it there anymore. But my argument is, I mean, what defines commercial? A million cells a month, or collecting cells over 2 years and then dropping them off. And of course, they didn't have a real answer to that because they didn't have a definition of commercial. So I basically took that as well, if you don't have a definition for commercial, you can't call it commercial. So in they go. I think that's, I think if you're going to say you can't do it, you've got to say, well, okay, why can't I do it? That's my feeling anyway. It's either that or I try and give them away to community members. There's some community members, there goes another one, that actually like the older, like the cells that I call dead. Like I throw away heaps of these with little tiny dents in them. But some people can't get cells or can't afford them or whatever else, and will take whatever they can get to build up their power wheel, or the kids' toys or whatever else. It's still recycling, isn't it? It really is. Hey mate, I'm doing an awesome job. I actually believe I am. Can you please let my wife know that though? Some companies won't even give us cell batteries or have to purchase agreement or something like that. Yeah, that's a thing, I believe. I'm from Europe. I have a problem with collectors of old electronics. They want to sell over 1 ton of laptop batteries. That's a lot of cells. If you could buy that many cells, you could easily sort them out and resell them, couldn't you? You'd make some money on that. I have a tote full yet. Most stores have battery bins, absolutely. But it's a cost and time effective thing for me. I don't want to be going backwards and forwards to these little places and filling up the bins when I can just make one trip and do it all in one hit. Because to my mind, that saves a heck of a lot of fuel. And I guess unless you're going there anyway, I guess it doesn't matter. If I walked into my local Bunnings carrying 10 kilos of batteries, I'd probably be looked at quite funny. Are you saying I could get free cells from Finland? I just need to pay the postage. I can't remember seeing that. How many? I'm dropping cells all over the floor. Oh, there they are. Right underneath the chair. This is not even going to do a week's worth, or even a couple of days worth of cells. So what everyone else is doing out there? Like, these live feeds tend to be about me. What about making it about the community? If you've got a project or something and you want to link to it, feel free to hit me up and I'll make you as a moderator so you can actually put a link up so everyone can see it. I'd be happy to do that. Can moderators make other moderators? I don't know. Maybe only I can make a moderator. I don't know how that works. Maybe I should try that. There's someone that's always on. Who wants to be a moderator? I don't think there's going to be moderators in the room. Not that it matters. I want to see if a moderator can make another post. Make another moderator. No one's buying dead cells to recover the materials yet. I don't think they are, but I definitely think that is going to be a thing in the future. It's one of those. I know a couple of people that are actually stockpiling old 18650 batteries, and I do mean stockpiling. I think they've got 2 or 3 44-gallon drums so far, with the hope that it becomes an industry and they have something that is sellable. Good luck to them, I reckon. I only found out about that a few weeks ago, and I haven't recycled any cells since then. But it'd be good to see if someone could make a commercially viable recycling thing for these sorts of things within the countries that we're in, not having to ship them to China or whoever else does the processing of them, or the true recycling of them. All that we're giving them is a second life, stopping them from going to landfill before their true end of life, before they've really had a chance to do their thing for the community, I guess you'd say. Born, I've got a few uploads on my project, Pete. Awesome. Carlos, I can't read that, sorry buddy. I visit nearby PC stores and upload laptop e-bike batteries. Some know me and collect for me. That's pretty good. I still think schools are one of the best untapped resources. Because a lot of the times the schools replace batteries every year and can do 300 or 400 in one hit. I know that's where these ones come from. I don't know what brand of battery laptop they come from though. There's no indication on the actual battery itself. Like, it doesn't have a make on the battery, which it seems odd to me. The next plan is insulate and find a way to keep my batteries warm this winter. I think a few people over in the States are doing the same thing. There was a guy that was jailed for software who was a battery recycler. Yeah, that was not Tom Amron. That was Jehu's mate. The world record car, making Windows 7 recovery disks or something. He got a couple of years jail for it, doing recycling. That's his own fault. I mean, piracy is piracy. It doesn't matter which way you look at it. I'm paranoid about that sort of stuff here. I record everything I say and do in this workshop. So if someone says to me that I looked at their private photographs, or I did something with their computer, or I, whatever, all that I say is give me a time and date. If you are correct, you get the entire job for free. And if you're incorrect, you pay me $90 an hour to find the footage and make it available for local law enforcement. Because a lot of these, there has been people in the past, I won't say a lot, there has been people in the past that have just gone, oh, you did this, and I said, well, no, I didn't, and I can prove it. I remember one gentleman had his laptop here. I fixed it within like 2 hours. He come and paid his 89 bucks. And I don't know how I got off onto this tangent, but here we go. We're going to go there anyway. He rings me up, abuses the absolute fuck out of me, told me I stole his laptop charger and that I needed to buy him a brand new one and he needed to have it by that afternoon. And I said, well, I'm sorry, sir. I knew that I put it on the laptop, and I knew I gave it to him, so I wasn't worried there. I said, I'm sorry, sir, it's not here. You'll have to have another check. Several phone calls later, just really, really abusive. So then I went and checked the cameras. Lo and behold, he walked out in the driveway. It fell off the top of his laptop onto the ground. He bent over, he picked up the charger, put it back on his laptop, and walked out of camera sight. So I deliberately let that go for like 2 weeks, and he just kept ringing up every day, and I said, look, sir, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. And he was so abusive and so rude that I didn't even bother telling him that I had him on camera. And he walked up here. He actually come up after about 2 weeks, still abusing me, telling me he can't use his computer. And I said, sir, have you checked your car? And he said, I've checked my car everywhere. And at that point I showed him the video, and I said, dude, you've got it. And then he just went and half walked out. He's underneath the passenger side seat of his car. So cameras have saved me. Anyway, I don't know how I got onto that tangent, but I guess it doesn't matter. We're almost making some progress here, kids. What do we got? Stream tanks. Is someone downloading? My kids are probably downloading. Waiting X6 finishes these test packs, then I'll be configuring up the third 7S 80p pack for my Power. Finally found a decent access to plenty of panels, but find it hard to get cheap rails. Yeah, the rails are hard. I don't get panels unless I get the rails and the mounts, because the mounts, there's a couple of different size panels, like heights. So the mounts, all the mounts don't fit all the panels. You've almost got to find the whole lot as a kit, taken off the roof. There you go. Otherwise, you might find yourself not being able to find the correct mounting hardware for the panels to that rail. So there's a trick for the new kids. Sometimes people are retards, absolutely. And look, the way I handled it probably wasn't the best way. I could have dealt with it a lot faster. But to my mind, he was just rude. And if I could waste a little bit of his time and teach him a lesson, good, so be it. I think if I was in America, I'd get some sort of Yelp bad review for that. Was that sound the IMAX? Yes. The IMAX has finished charging all those cells up, so I should probably jump straight up and change them, but I won't. 46 minutes, we've got 30 batteries, sort of 3/4 shucked. That's not bad, right? Sounds like a first class prick. He hasn't been back since, so that's all good. I wish I had some cells to process. Yeah, I'm actually glad I got cells to process. As a lot of you know, a lot of my life in the last 6 months has not been fun. Probably longer than that. I dropped the ball a lot. I dropped the ball with sponsors. I dropped the ball with family. I dropped the ball with friends. And with a little bit of work and a lot of help, it's all back on track again. So it feels really good to be able to sit out here, have a chat, not feel stressed out about other things in my life. So it's time to start enjoying it again. Trying to get the community a little bit more involved and having fun with it. I don't want to be a leader of the community. I want to be a community member. Ever test a battery low capacity results, say 750 milliamp hours, and it hits 2100 milliamp hours? Yes, I've heard that a few times. But if I have a cell that tests like that, and I've had hundreds of other cells through those charges, I usually dismiss it straight away and don't retest it again, just because of the fact it's if it had a problem once, my argument is, will it have a problem again? And the answer to that is, it has a higher chance of having another problem than some cell that passed the first time round. And I mean, it's all a matter of numbers. It's getting through as many cells as I can, as fast as I can. So that is a way I can do that. Oh, we got some dead air. Got to start talking again. What do you get? Ooh, how do you get so many laptop batteries? I'm lucky. Like I said, I've said this a lot of times. I'm lucky. I've got the YouTube channel and I've got a fairly substantial following, happy 50k, and I get people that reach out to me every now and again. Some of my biggest lots are people that have seen my YouTube channel and gone, I have a wheelie bin full of batteries, do you want them? And I go, yep, sure, I'll be there in half an hour. And, you know, it doesn't matter where I've got to drive, I just drive and grab them when I can. The cells that I have gotten in the past last 12 months, usually I have to sell some of them just to pay for life, I guess you'd say. When I say I dropped the ball with business and everything else as well. So, yeah, I've been selling a lot. Well, not a lot. I've been selling what I've got. But I'm not in that place anymore. I don't have to sell them. I need to build something cool and have some fun with you guys. This bit requires a little bit more concentration. I can't just look at the screen. I should probably do this off camera rather than on camera. I'm happiest when I'm processing cells. I don't know, it can be boring. If I was sitting here, if I'm sitting here and not having to interact with you guys, it'd be boring as hell. I literally probably wouldn't be doing it. I'd be sitting on the bed watching TV or going for a ride or finishing a deck in the backyard I've started and haven't finished. I still want to organise some sort of open day somehow, some way. Open day / crazy live feed / a bit of fun. That'd be good, but I don't know how the logistics of that would work. I charge my cells to 4.25 volt and store them for a month before I test them. Probably shouldn't be charging them that high and then leaving them for that long. They're rated for 4.2 volts for a reason, and lithium is highly sensitive. Volts matter with lithium cells. I would probably recommend not charging the 4.25. It probably won't hurt them in real world, but it does exceed their specifications in 99% of cases. I have only seen a handful of cells that'll happily go over 4.2 volts. Yeah, I hit 5,000 milliamp hours on a cell on my Opus. Yeah, you get some of that. Sanyo heaters are good for that. Out of all of these cells, I have not had a single... Oh, wait a minute, no. I haven't had a single dead cell, like 0 volt or just dead. Like really low capacity, but I think I've had 4 2,000 milliamp hour cells today, or last night when I woke up this morning. So this has been a real success story, I guess you would say. They're really good cells, but you would expect them from grey cells, right? Grey cells are sexy. We're here for you, Pete. Yeah, get in. Market, it's got rid. I don't know what that... You should have a shucking party. I absolutely thought about that. Can you imagine if I had 10 people here and they all bought a pair of Snippies, and shit, man, the cells you could get through, because each person would just do one task. It's like old Henry Ford, and it would be just lightning fast. It really would be. And these cells are fast anyway, because there's no really hard dags to pull off. As you're seeing, I'm spending more time getting rid of this this plastic ring on the top of the cell. And someone asked me last time, why are you getting rid of the insulator ring? It's because some of the insulator rings come off in the unpacking process, right? And I want every cell to be exactly the same height-wise. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I want strength and consistency across this pack. So I'll be using Keith's from what is it, 18650 shrink, insulators on the top and maybe bottom. I won't be doing bottom, and I want them all to be exactly the same height, so when I put them in the cell holders, there's no inconsistencies or anything with the way they're held together. And at least half of you have heard that rant before, because you're in the last live feed. Where are we at? The cell is probably self-discharging fast enough to charge forever. I charge my cells for 1,500 milliamp hour mark. I need to check your playlist. Have you done a video on know how to make your cell holder, as in the mounts for the big packs? Yeah. If you have a look in the description below, I think there's a link. Are you talking about my metal mounts? If so, go over to the forum, go to the community builds, and in official HP Powerwall, on the first page out of 60, there is all the diagrams, the pictures, high resolution pictures, and all that sort of stuff. I give all that stuff away for free on the forum, if that is indeed what you're talking about. If not, I'm very sorry. I just went on another rant. There they go again. I charged to 4.17. Charging under extends the life significantly. I say stop at 4 or 4.1. Life is in cycles. I got 20 packs yesterday. Didn't get them fast enough. Don't effort into them. Southeast Minute. If anybody wants to, please reach out. Excellent. Where are they? Just dropped another couple. All of my cells, I'm charging all these back up to 4.2 volts to store them, and I'm going to put them in boxes. And I think I'm going to be able to knock them out probably 300 cells every couple of days. Put them in boxes and put the dates on them so I know when I tested the cells. That way I can have a look at the self-discharge. I don't think for a minute I'm going to have any self-discharging cells in these packs whatsoever. But it's still possible, so it's definitely worth having a look at that. I think Rowan does it the same way, puts it all into packs. I'm not building like every other pack that I've ever built. I've built it as I get the cells, so they're not very well balanced, and that shows when I'm low voltage on my big pack, my 40 kilowatt hour pack. But I've taken that down to 4.08 volts on the storage, or max charge, sorry, just so I don't cycle those cells as much. And we're starting to get in that time of year where it's nice and cool, but we still get really good solar, and the days are starting to get longer. So my batteries are actually balancing every day now again, which is fantastic because it hasn't happened for a long time. There you go. Life is in cycles. I got 20 packs yesterday. Car park meet is great. No, I don't think I want to. I want to be around where I can show people, and I can kind of. I don't want to be the guy that teaches, but I want to be the guy that shows what I've done wrong, I guess you'd say, and the ways we can do it better as a community. I think concentrating on doing better is key to this community being successful. Can't just be solely focused on making YouTube videos anymore. There's a lot more to it. How does your battery system know how much to output to equal out the grid? My pack is my battery is completely off grid. I don't have any on grid battery back, so nothing on the off grid side goes back to the grid, because if it was, an angry man in a yellow fluorescent coat would come along with a pair of bolt cutters and cut my electricity off from the grid. That's the sort of ramifications you pay in Australia, plus fines, if you do something with the grid that can hurt the line workers and stuff like that. So they will very, very quickly come and disconnect your internet, disconnect your power from the grid, and tell you to go boil a cup of coffee with a fire in your backyard. And then, of course, the council will fine you for having an open fire in your backyard, and you know, the government agencies make more money. Sorry if you answered, I didn't hear it. What's the lowest capacity cell used in your main project? I'm shooting for anything over 90% left from new. I didn't look at the 90%. I didn't look at the original capacity for any of my cells. I looked at the capacity of the actual cell itself. So the actual cell itself, probably 2400 was the minimum. Like early days, it was 2000. I think early days was 1800. But those cells just failed quicker. And I found, now tell me if this doesn't make any sense, the lower capacity cells cycled harder, which to my mind meant they were already like working too hard. So higher capacity cells don't cycle as much for the same cycle. You know what I mean? It's charge and discharge cycle. But so I stopped using the really low amp hour cells. So I only use, like this one here will have an average of probably 2500 milliamp hours. And I won't use anything under 24. But there's not too many above that so far. There's been a couple of 3000s. But the quantity of 3000s is not very many. They're all 20, like 24, 25, 26. I've had two 3000s or 3000, something like that so far. So yeah, so I don't go on the capacity from new. I go on the capacity that's sitting in front of me. The whole idea of this project is to stop cells going from landfill. So I try and use as many as I reasonably can. And of course, all those other cells, like the usable cells, go to other people. I've got a long list of people that want my old free cells. I tried selling them, but I couldn't ethically sell them, knowing if I didn't want to use them, why would somebody else? Reduce their lifetime significantly. I agree. I charged a 4.0 on the test and 4.0 monthly. You get a charge packs. That sounds like a good idea. Any Alberta Satchquashian, I can't even pronounce that, folks here. Only do it once for testing when they go in the bank. See no more than 3.98 to 4.1. Oh, that's fair enough then. Nova Scotia, how does your battery system know how much equals the grid? I've answered that one. Pete, how many cycles of charging or fresh? Pete, how many cycles of charging, refresh, do you take before you decide the capacity? One. I only do one. It's madness. Well, it's not madness to do more than one. I guess if you could do the capacity test 3 or more times, that would be awesome for the capacity side of things. But that is one hell of amount of work. That's a phenomenal amount of work you'd have to do to actually test your cells. And to do a 3,000 cell pack, or like that's about 30 kilowatt hours, that's crazy. I couldn't do it. I know there are some people out there that do it. That person is not me, I assure you. Canada, nice. How low do you let your cells get in your Powerwall? It depends whether I've been messing with my Batrium or not. My problem is, and always has been, I mess with my Batrium so much. I rape it. I know this sounds a little bit harsh, and I'm sorry, Jaron, I think you're listening. With mine, I use my stuff as much as I possibly can. And some of my problem is I go out there and I change a setting within Batrium because I want to learn something, or on my Watchmon, and I accidentally or deliberately turn off my shunt, or I don't have it connected for one reason or another, or I change with all the settings. And several times, more than several times, I've had it go to 0 volts. And at least twice I've lost batteries down there. Once up here, But as a rule, I try not to let them go below 3 volts. And in fact, I think that's where my bottom voltage is set. It's about 3 or 3.2 volts over the whole pack. But of course, because my pack's unbalanced, when I built it a long time ago, more than 3 years ago now, it's been running, some of the cells really drop down hard. So you can't, it's hard to catch them. And I've got to have all those safety mechanisms turned on. Mind you, they're all turned on now, but yeah, I manually check and stuff as well. I think part of what I do as a YouTuber is looking for faults, because sometimes a fault is easy to do a video on than a success, because I've had success, and I've had success for a long time. It makes it hard to do videos. Canada, nice. How long do you let your cell? How long do you let your cell? How low? I've already done that one. Have you tested Tesla module? No, I've got it down there. That is today. Looking forward to catch up in a week or so. Jaron, maybe we can do a very impromptu live feed or something. I don't know how that's going to work. We might just talk around shooting shit. And if so, what do you think of them, Lee? No, I haven't tested the Tesla modules yet. That is today. They're not my Tesla modules, so I don't know whether I should be putting them into my wall and running my house a few days off them. Maybe that would be really good to test the Watchmon 5. Do a couple of cycles and see how it acts and reacts. But I've had these cells now for a month, and I really have to get them back to the owner as a matter of urgency. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that they're even here. It is kind of neat, but I haven't had a chance to do anything with them yet. Probably should get them charged. Probably should do that first. I think what I'll do is I'll set it all up in here, do the video here, and then charge them with the PCM60X above my head. And then once that's done, I might move them down to the power shed and just disconnect all my batteries for a while and just run off those for a couple of days, do a couple of load tests perhaps. I don't know. I'll have to ring the owner and just find out whether that's okay or not. I think that would be a solid plan. Where are we? So does that mean you can't use a grid tie inverters in Australia? Yes, I've got a grid tie inverter. I've already got a 6,000 watt solar system. So 24 250 watt panels. And that is grid tied with a TL5000, an SMA TL5000 inverter. That is already up on my, that's been up on my roof for 6 years or something now. No, you need reporting to the battery abuse department. Of course, I'm lost with comments. I've got to actually sit here and read them all. Yes, I'll have the Tesla module here, Jaron. I should have it here still. Sometimes I get up to 60 milliamp hours above capacity when testing. Smash that like button. I did the. All the YouTubers I watch, Jehu and everybody, I hit the like button even before I've watched the video because it supports the YouTuber. I know what it does for myself when people do that. And similarly, if I've done a bad thing or you don't like it, if you're going to smash that dislike button, let me know. I mean, I don't care. We get the same interaction from YouTube, like or dislike. It's just knowing how to be better is difficult when your wife just grumps off down the hallway and doesn't tell you what's up, right? That sucks. We all know that feeling, right? Ah, Jesus. My back's getting sore. I'm not sure you do charge your batteries with salt. I'm not sure. Do you charge yourself? I can't even pronounce your name. Mirko. I charge all of my batteries from solar. Nothing is from the grid. I can grid charge my batteries at 120 amps. Is it 120 amps? Or maybe 80 amps? I'm not sure which camera to look at. With the 2 PIP inverters I can charge with the grid, but it's not from solar. It is just, you hit go and away it goes. But if I charge with solar and the grid all at the same time, I think I've hit like 10,000 watts charging. But, you know, cables start getting a little bit warm and you've got to ask questions whether that's entirely efficient to cram that much power down the batteries. But that said, that's still only 320. That's only an amp or 2 per cell, I think. I'm not very good at mathing, right? So I'll leave the maths to somebody else. So I try never to charge with the grid, except like there are days where the kids are out, the wife's not home, I'm not working, and those sorts of days I have a look at my export on my Eddy hot water system, and I can look at exactly what I'm exporting in real time, and then I just turn the charge controllers on in the inverters by 10 amps at a time, and then I can boost charge my batteries technically from my solar because I'm just not exporting that extra power to the grid. Once my hot water's hot, obviously. I do that a couple of times a month, I guess. It's sort of something I do not because I have to, it's just if I know a cold day's coming and we want to run a heater for a couple of days running, I make sure the batteries are topped off as much as possible. Are storms coming? If I know a decent sized storm's coming, I'll also do the whole panicked charge. And admittedly I have done that a few times, and just, okay, so we know a kick-ass storm's coming. I'll just turn the batteries on and charge them, turn them all up to 4.2 volts, charge the batteries as much as I possibly can. But I can guarantee you all the times that I have done that, the power's never once gone out. Never. I think since I've had these batteries set up, the power's only ever gone out for like half an hour, 15 minutes. You know, it's enough for the kids to start whinging that the internet's not working. But that's about it. It'd be nice, I know this sounds really bad, but it'd be nice if we had a decent power outage, but I still wouldn't have hot water, and hot water's key. I love my hot water. That is definitely something I want to sort out, is getting some completely off-grid hot water, because my hot water system stops working as soon as the grid goes away, because it's still grid connected. Picking up all the rubbish off the floor, there's a couple extra batteries. Well, tubers, that is probably not enough for a couple of days worth of work, so I may as well keep going. What do you reckon, another 20 more? How long have I been on? Hour and 13 minutes. 61 people viewing, awesome. Average Joe's been really busy. I have never had mine under 3.5 volts. Helps with discharge lower now and then. I don't think it does help. I don't think it hinders. Well, it must hinder, but it doesn't help. Love the crowd emoji, Zeteran. Who's Zeteran? No idea who you're talking about. Oh, Jaron. 61 viewing. What happened to Average Joe? He's been MIA. Joe has been very busy. We've reached a new low, 3. Is it common to get battery capacity higher test and manufacturer rating repost? Rating. Yes, it is. It is possible. There are some of the higher quality manufacturers that underrate their cells. That is a thing for sure. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, there's another one. There's another one of the smaller batteries. 5. 5. Two, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4. What's that? 2. Oh. Alright, that'll make 50 battery packs that I've done today. And it still hasn't really made it. It still hasn't really made a dent in the box. There. It would help if I actually changed the camera, right? Transition. So that's the bin. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the bin. We're getting there. But this DHL box is choppers. That's floor to ceiling, so to speak. It's completely full of these exactly the same cells. Oh, we've got a ring in. That'll have blue cells in it for sure. Yeah, that's packed top to bottom. So, oh yeah. What we got there? Did we get a decent camera angle? Which is a better camera angle, this one or the higher one? Yeah, Dan, I got an MPP solar question, or MPP PIP question. If your inverter can output, say, 5 kilowatt AC, if you had a 6 kilowatt load, will it draw 5? No, it does not do that. It is not a, it won't do load sharing. If you've got, what's the word? Over usage, over current or something? Surge. If you've got surge turned on, it might go to that 6 kilowatt for a second. I've never seen that on a PIP inverter, let's face it. But if you've got that turned off, it'll simply click back to grid for a period of time that exceeds your settings, like your current settings. So if you've got it set to the voltage and the usage and stuff like that, it'll look at the draw, and if 10 minutes later it's still 6,500 watts, it'll wait another, I think it's 10 minutes. It'll wait a period of time before it checks again whether to return to batteries or not. It won't just go back to batteries and then clunk back to grid again. What? Donut pay per key? What the heck is that? What donut you pay per kilowatt hour? Is that how much I pay per kilowatt hour? I pay, the price just went up as well. I think I pay 26 cents plus GST. Is it 26 cents plus GST? So 28 cents per kilowatt hour or something these days? Which is ridiculous. But I guess it doesn't affect me as much as many others, so I won't complain too loudly or too bitterly. I'd need to be Lewis Rosman to get all the maths right on that shit. Going to knock up a 4S pack for the Vespa. Rectifier has voltage cutoff at 4.4. Make sure it does, and make sure that voltage cutoff is working, otherwise your Vespa will be hot property. But 14.4 and a 4S, I guess it's a lot better than a 3S. When making packs, how important is internal resistance? If using repacker, there isn't any option for this. There we go. There's another one. Internal resistance, I guess that's one of those things that, and I think this comes up on every live feed I've ever done. Internal resistance is something that I have personally never checked. I'm definitely going to start checking. That is sort of the reason why I'm charging all these batteries and then leaving them fully charged. I can do the discharge discharge test. Make sure they're not self-discharging. And then I'm going to do the resistance check. Oh, another one. That is just, it's hurting my soul. I'm actually going to have to go and find more of these cells if this keeps going. What's wrong, little guy? Is Mum home?
Yep.
Oh, good. What are you doing? Isn't it working?
I'm reconnecting it because I turned it off.
Oh, okay. Do you know how to reconnect it?
Yep. So it's reconnected.
Wow, very clever. What are you doing? You're coming back on camera. He's playing with the Elgu robot car, which I was given to do a review on. And because I don't know Arduino, I've never touched it again since. $100 robot car, and the boy uses it more than I do. I hope you're not wrecking it. It looks like you're bending the sensor underneath there, mate. You bent that. That's not good. Okay, off you go. Rightio. How can I have 65 people watching me shuck cells? That is the oddest thing, I believe. Where are we up to? Making packs, how important is measurements? Okay, couple of time. I believe the MPP supports AC bypass at high voltage. That's about right. Hi from the UK, been watching for an hour now. It's 1 AM here. Thank you very much, Mark, for watching me for an hour. What's wrong, little guy?
I'm going to show you how they get it.
Well, I don't. Wait a minute. I'll change the camera. He wants to show you how it works. Overhead. Rightio. There. You can show them how it works. They can see. Look. Well, look at that. They saw you on YouTube when you did the video. That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Sorry.
I hope you're not going to break it on something.
It's on my foot.
You've got it on your foot. Okay, how'd you go?
I'm a robot.
He likes playing with that robot. Ah. I've lost where I'm up to again. I'm going to have to go back up in the feed. Make sure you turn it off. Don't leave it in there, mate. Can you go and get me some Coke? My throat is killing me. That's one thing about these live threads. Your throat starts to hurt. Can you, Lee, go and get me some Coke, please? I use one P85 module to run my camp at 12 by 20 workshop. Ugh. I think that'd be great just from the fact that you could use them from completely full to completely flat without the balancing issues. Always pays to be repaired. Hey UKers. Hi from Mount Flora, USA. Welcome Daniel, DTech 65 people. As this productive live feed for both of us, I just typed in 400 cells into the notepad for a repacker import. Another, and check out the latest vid from Will Pros. He does some good content, Will. David Potts has something new he's doing from my memory. It escapes me for just now. I think he's doing that big inverter. Howdy from all rain. Welcome. I pay about 33 cents per kilowatt hour for grid, and it is not Coke, it is Pepsi Max. Now, you can absolutely blame Mike for this. I used to be so dead against Pepsi. I used to be a Coke man. Like this staunch 2-3 litre a day, only ever drink Coke. When Mike Nacko come to Australia and visited, I bought a case of cans of Coke, cans of Pepsi for him, and I had them down in the fridge here for months after he left. And I thought, oh, I better start drinking them so they don't get wasted. And now the only thing I drink is Pepsi Max, or whatever it is. And they also changed the recipe for Coke Zero too. They call it Diet Coke again or something. It tastes like shit. I drink altogether too much soft drink. Rightio. If I catch up to the chat and I finish these, I'm going to run away. But if you guys keep the chat going, I'll keep processing cells until I run out or the internet drops out. How's that for a deal? Hi from a rainy Jacksonville, Florida. Welcome. Was it Mr. Young? I'll just call you Young. I pay 33 cents per kilowatt hour for the grid. South Australia, you pay like 50 cents per kilowatt hour peak.
I got an Apple iPad.
Yes, you've got an Apple iPad. You just tried biting his iPad. Holy hell, I pay 15 cents. Holy shit. I wish I could pay that. 11 cents per kilowatt hour?
Do you see that box moving?
But I guess it depends on your price of living too, your cost of living and your wages and all that sort of stuff. And whether you live next to a hydro generator dam or something. Apparently hydro is a lot cheaper. I've got 80 spanking new Samsung 30Q cells under the desk. 30Q. They're like 18650 porn. Currently still 42 cents per kilowatt hour in Adelaide. That's crazy, isn't it? Considering they were going to put the prices down and they had commissions and whatever else about the power. And of course,
I made the box move.
the new financial year, and they put the price up again anyway. Where are you? Adam, 222 Axas Chewin. What the hell? I'm guessing that's a local dialect, is it, DTEC? Where are you at, Adam? Aussie off-grid prepper. Oi, oi, oi. How are you, buddy? Who's around Brisbane that I can go and visit that's got a cool project? Next weekend, so I can go and do, or whenever, go and do a visit and do a video of somebody's off-grid property. Who's got one of them out there somewhere? Why do you... You can spell my name micro. Oh, there we go. Why do you hate the orange ones? Because the orange ones are 17650s or 17650s, I think they are called. So they're slightly smaller. He just wants to be on camera. He wants to go to school and say, I was on the YouTube. Okay, outside, you drive me noses. Go. 3, 2, 1, leave. Go. Pick everything up. Go.
I'm taking this back.
Drive me crazy. Pick it up. Go.
Bye.
See you later. Love ya. About $1.
I'm taking this.
Okay. No! Shush. More orange ones. So who wants the orange ones? There's going to be a few of them by the way I'm going. Cool car. It is that video that I did, that car, is the only video I've ever had, and this will change now because I'm saying it, is no dislikes on the video. None. Yet I haven't even had 1,000 views on it yet. Because it's not really part of my channel, I guess you'd say. Do I keep going with more? My bin's almost full. I think that's got to be a reason to stop, because my bin's almost full. I can fit a few more in though. Oh, what did I just do? Where am I? Cool car. How am I so far behind in the chat? I love watching the stream and Chuck's. Pushing the stream and shucked us to bullshit with. You making practice look easy. No, Mark, these ones are so easy to shuck. They are just crazy. They are easy. I'm just living vicariously through you, wishing I was shucking. Hopefully, I'm an electronic engineer in the making. I think. Are you talking about my son? He's very. It's like he demands attention, like any child, I guess. But he is a machine. That one from 5 o'clock in the morning. Like midnight, you'll wake up and his computer will be turned on in his room. He'll be sitting on his computer watching YouTube videos or something. He's very, very clever, and unfortunately uses that to his advantage and my disadvantage. Must be nice having toys like that. All the ones I had in pet milk carton. Unfortunately, that one was a sponsored video that I did a few months back. I didn't pay for that one. I would never have bought something like that. It is certainly not something that I think my kids need. It's fully programmable. You can get the robot and you can write your own Arduino code for it and stuff like that. But I don't even know how to spell Arduino, let alone write the code. So it was pretty useless to me. I did enjoy making the video, and I spent a lot of time with him making the video. So, and he shows a lot of his friends the video because he's actually in it, so he likes that one. How are you? I am good, thank you. Ask question is fun. I'd stream and chat. Don't know. I wouldn't have the crowd. Go on the DIYPowerwalls.com. Oh no, Facebook.com. Facebook DIY Powerwalls thing, and do a live feed on there. I think they're turned on. I might have turned them off. If I've turned them off, I'll turn them back on again. The crowd, milk cartons can save lives. Pepsi, damn right. Yeah, Mike's in the house still. Aspartame is bad for you, apparently, but you know the damage has already been done. I've been drinking it for 20 years or more, probably a lot longer than that. I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, regular or live wire. Cut that out years ago. I've tried cutting it out. I really have tried cutting it out, but when I ride a lot, I don't drink anywhere near as much Pepsi or soft drink. But I don't drink the sugared stuff. It's all the, like you said, the aspartame stuff or whatever it is. I can just imagine what a fat man I would be if I was drinking the normal gear, so to speak. I used to drink Tiny Human. Pete needs some plasma port to start. I know how you don't drink plasma. LOL typo. Where am I? Sounds like excuses. Keep processing. You keep coding, Darren, because I need some updates for the toys on the bench behind me. Used to drink 3 litres of pop a day. Got gout in my toes and had to cut it out to 500 mils every 2 days. How did gout come from drinking, or was it sugar? 12 cents in the USA. He's got some catching up to do. Pete, use a rubber mallet, hit the pack, and use eye protection. It's much easier than your hands. This is easy. This is so easy. I should do the 10 pack challenge with these cells because it is so damn fast. You have no idea. Corey is greeting people. The new Coke is made in the USA, Pete. Isn't it? I thought I've got a Coke factory down the road. It's freaking massive. Isn't it all made like on site with some secret recipe? Or is that like what do you call it? The concentrate or something come from the States and they just water it down over here. Like literally 5 k's up the road is a massive Coke factory. Any cells on the charging board, show us what you do with them when they're finished. They probably are, but it takes too much to look through each one. And it's a time-consuming thing. There's a few that are finished. Like all these ones are done. All the ones that are blue and green. That's probably my lowest capacity, 19. Which camera am I at? That's a 1927. Great band though. I probably won't use that one. I really don't need to be doing this right now. In fact, I'm not going to do it right now. Hi from the UK. I pay about 16 UK pence, so about 30 AU cents, or about, yeah, that sounds about right. Please make it go outside or I'm throwing it in the bin. Final warning, you're driving me crazy. I'm one of these parents that say I'm going to put something in the bin, and I usually do. My kids have lost so many computers. I list them on eBay and I make them sell it. And then 6 weeks later I give them the computers back, but that's beside the point. I don't pay anything to the power company, screw them, I'm off grid and refuse to use the grid and refuse to pay service fees for going past my place. Good on you, buddy. Cushion, I guess it's raining. Off-grid Aussie prepper, you're in, where are you? ACT? Inland ACT? I can't remember. I haven't seen you on for a while. I can't remember seeing you on for a while. I guess it's raining in Gville too. It's a all stinking day. I pay something kilowatt hour for night. I don't even know what the conversion of that would be, so it doesn't make much sense. Same here. Slides new bin into the room. That is euros. They are orange LGs, Pete. No, I don't think they're LG. I don't know. I've never even looked. They're one of those cells with nothing on them. So I don't think they're LGs. I would say they're by... Yeah, there's absolutely nothing on them whatsoever. And they've got a white end. You're never going to be able to see that, right? But yeah, there's nothing on the cell at all. Where are you off to? Okay, off you go.
Yeah. Come make fun with me.
Good boy. I will track you. Where are we? Slides euro, they orange. Sorry, Pete, I'm too far away for you to have a beer with you. I've got a box of 417 760s. That rings a bell. I gave a heap of them away to somebody else. They said they were using them in their Powerwall, but that was a long time ago. I should keep these people that get the specific cells off me, so I can give them all the new ones, the ones that I don't use, so at least they go into the same sort of a system again. Lost all my packs and equipment. Old-time engineer, I lost all my packs and equipment in a junction box house fire, not battery related. That sucks. Able to use your solar anymore. What? Dave Smith, are you not able to use your solar anymore? Yeah, I use my solar every day, man. Yeah, no more solar because they say I have to connect. Old-time engineer, yet no more solar because they say I have to connect to the grid and sell the power to the power company. Oh, that sucks. What capacity are these cells? These are, I think they're like 3,000 milliamp hours new, and they're testing at 2,500 to 3,000. I haven't had a pop in 6 years. It sounds like you go to a monthly meeting and stand up and say, everybody, it's been 12 months in my last drink. Yeah, I have one of many forms of ADHD and mild or something along with those lines. I'm no doctor. Yeah, my kids have never been diagnosed. I refuse to have a name put on them. The older one has got learning disabilities, but we haven't had him officially diagnosed because I feel I'm his parent and it's my problem, not the system or anything else. However, we've just started accepting help to get speech therapy and stuff done because it was prohibitively expensive and we weren't able to do it all the time or anywhere near as much as we should have been doing it. Good cells comparable to 18650, but smaller and not much support for the holders wise. There's no support holders wise. I think what some people have been doing is getting a couple of sleeves and sleeving them out so they fit. 1200 max, you can get the old ones higher. How are they holding their voltage? I haven't even checked. Yes, just add water. What's wrong, mate? What's wrong? Okay. Go. Your brother's getting fresh bread. You might be able to have some fresh bread for lunch, eh? Okay, go. The blue ones go up to 20, 1800. Okay. Cross-eyed here. Yeah. That is one hell of a job entering them all into Repacker. But I'll tell you what, you can build some mighty good packs that way. I don't think I have the gumption to do it 3,500 times with all these cells. These cells, I'm going to put them into like maybe 50 milliamp hour packs and just build out the packs that way. Probably just lay them all out over the floor. Spend a weekend getting them all sorted. I think spending a weekend getting them sorted versus a weekend every 6 months to replace packs is time well spent. Or retest or whatever else. I guess you could make your own cell holders. That's an option. I calculate at a kilowatt hour is around 0.6 cents. Holy heck! That's cheap for power. You could, but I haven't got enough for a big project, and there isn't much capacity. Anything small would be good, but too good to throw. ACT off-grid provider. What the fuck? From Queensland. I was in Bowen, now I'm closer to Mackay. Well, if I'm ever up that way, I'll give you a call, buddy. My mum and dad live up near Mackay. My sister lives in Mackay. And brother-in-law. Mum and dad live Declan. Well, they've got a house in Declan. I think that's up near Mackay. I think it's this side of Mackay, but anyway. I have some of those orange cells. Ian, HJ, I'd use them and run, say, laptop charge, phones, lightning, and small apps. That's a good way of using them. Gonna have Brecky and a cuppa. Great gang, Pete, Cryer, Jaron. See you next time. See you, D-Tech. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I actually need to go and have breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet. What kind of current can be drawn from one of your cell packs? The most I've ever drawn is probably 7,000 watts. The most I've ever charged is 10,000 watts. 7,000 watts is because I don't really want to push it to my theoretical limit of 8,000 watts, because that's what my inverters are. I've done almost 200 amps. 100, how is it, 170 amps or something? I think 170 amps is 10,000 watts charging. I think the most I've seen is about 140 amps discharging. Don't hold me to that because I haven't really taken a lot of notice. I would have done a video on it at some stage. So much for the new green deal. Yeah, that's right. I was still an old line universe solar. There you go. Why don't people use black sleeves on their cells? The guy that done has lent me the Tesla packs has got all black sleeves on his, I think. I can't use black sleeves. That'd be like changing the colour of my bars on my Batrium, Watch My Toolkit, to pink. You just can't do it. You've got to leave them blue. And that's what my cells are. Blue. Must do it. You're going to tell me some technical reason why black would be better. I can just see that part coming. Cells, I'm thinking 5C. Why don't people use cells? I wish I could find more medical packs. Medical packs are awesome. Lead acid, too hard to write on, Jaron. There you go. I put them in a notepad document and then copy paste it over to repack it and then spread the process. That's a good idea. Good reason. On the Watchmon PCBs, we write on them with a white pen since they are black. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? I bet you the white pen costs more. I also sort cells into 10 milliamp hour rows using 10 wide cell hole. It looks like the last two numbers. Trolling motor pack. I love that trolling motor pack. That is the most useful battery I've ever built. That is more useful than my house battery. Well, not really, but you get the analogy there, right? Rightio. Does it feel bad to say? Don't feel stuck with power tool packs every 2 laptop packs. I think I'm gonna start looking for some power tool packs. If I can't get some high cell packs from Tom, there we go. There's a beeping sound for you. If I can't get some high drain cell packs for this this motorbike build, I might have to look at collecting some drill battery packs and stuff like that and try and build up a good quantity, or actually go and buy some cells. I actually want to use this motorbike and I want it to be reliable and strong and viable, so buying cells may have to be an option as well. Don't feel bad over the same problem. I get stuck with power put packs. Oh, my home have 3 by 25 amp fuses. Here in Finland we have 230 volt. Cool. We have 230, in between 220 and 250 volt or something here. I think you call it, this comes under the cloak of 240 volt. White pads are harder to find. Jason, I use the black wraps. I put a peg shop on Pete's post on DIY firewalls. Can the bus bars handle that kind of current? Yeah, over 320p, not a problem. Not a problem. The cables get warm at that current though. The cables get plenty warm, and they're 35 millimeters square fine strand welding cable. And at that current, I can promise you the cables get nice and warm. They get up to like 50 degrees after 15 minutes. It's certainly not something you do all the time, but like I said earlier on the live stream, it is definitely something that I would do if a storm was coming. But I can only push 10,000 watts in an ideal situation, i.e. it has to be a cool day, because I need the solar and the grid to push that many amps to the batteries. The sun has to be out. It has to be a nice cool day with a breeze cooling the solar panels. And the batteries have to be flat enough to accept that sort of a charge rate, because obviously higher in the charge rate they won't accept all that charge. They'll be ramping back a little bit. So it needs to be perfect in order to do that. And I've only ever really done it for YouTube videos anyway, or live feeds. What else? And when a storm is coming, I may turn everything up to flat out, but I still might only be charging at 80 amps just due to the fact there's not, when a storm's coming, typically the sun's not out. So you put it, I like the way the Tesla packs have got a storm watch on their batteries, where they charge their batteries all the way up to full and then stop discharging them automatically based on the weather. White pens are harder to find. TTYL live feeds. Thank you very much for tuning in, Dylan. I do enjoy doing them. I stopped doing them because I thought the community didn't like them, and then realised the community does like them. Well, most of it. More comments to keep you from getting to the end. Sony VTC cells for the pit bike. I think that would be a definite consideration, mate. Where are the good spots to go for karts next week? I don't know. I haven't been to karting in Brisbane for a lot of years. But if you want to go karting, I'm coming with you, Jaron. I think there is an electric place, but I know there's somewhere in Brisbane with, in a warehouse somewhere, with like 3 levels. So you actually go up ramps to the next level, and then ride around on the mezzanine floor above or something. That would be pretty cool. I don't know if they're electric or not. There's Kingston Park Raceway, which is down at Kingston. Again, never been there. As a kid, I went up to Landsborough, but that's on the north coast. I don't know where else to go. I could get my pit bike out, and I could take you to the track, and you can ride my pit bike. That's all sorts of fun. But I need a new rear tyre on that. And they're only open on Saturdays. Isn't there a place called Sideways with a 3-story? There we go, Jaron. Let's find that one. Let's find that one and go to that one. You beat me to it. I saw it on telly the other day. Those insulate. Why they? Can you imagine how much faster this process would be if I left the insulators on? And I'm not getting all of them. I'm only getting the easy ones. In the UK, normally 230 volts, but really anything between 208 and 245. Yeah, I think that's the same anywhere with 240 volt. There's sort of that spread. How are the fans working in the shed? What do you mean? Which fans? Those fans? I haven't got any other fans. What do you mean by fans, dude? Those paper insulated drives are going to be over thin, rather. Rightio, we have got to the end of the chat. Does that mean I'm missing some? No. But I still haven't finished these, so you get a reprieve. Still got to finish the packs. So how many people in the room? I don't even know. I don't even look anymore because it's really not a metric that matters. I like being able to keep up with the chat to a certain degree. I'd like to have a chat like Jay, who's one day where it just goes nuts. But I like the more personal feel to it. I think the internet's dropped out. Everyone's gone quiet. It's like, nah, Pete's gotten boring. Pete said he's leaving, so everyone drops out instantly after that. I leave the plastic ones inside the wrap, reuse them with the new wraps. The thin paper ones can bugger off. Yeah, the thin paper ones I'm not using. The ones underneath are Teflon or something, or nylon or something to stop the, like they're a proper insulator. I think it helps that I've actually put these cells sorted into this box. I'm fitting a lot more in there. I might actually have to keep going just to fill the box up. I've only just gotten back into the bikes. Riding the bikes again, like I said, I had a big time off over winter. It sort of started with the man flu. Like, I almost died, right? The man flu. Whoever recovers from that fully. And then my wife got really sick. And then I got the flu, like I recovered fine, and then I got sick again. And then I went up 1 or 2 times just for a bit of a pedal, and it was so cold, because I'm still really unfit, right? I'm still really unfit. And going up the mountain, I'm just like I've just run a marathon. I just breathing really heavy and just burnt out my throat, and I just didn't enjoy it. So I stopped. And I also got busy with work too. So I stopped for a long time, but I am going to probably go back out this afternoon. I went out yesterday. I'm going to start riding around my local area rather than going up to Mount Cootha, just so it doesn't cost fuel and an hour return trip of driving for an hour of riding. And try and get some fitness back. Just just going around Forest Lake. I really enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. And I don't call it fitness. It's just getting out of the house and not sitting in this seat and not having kids around me or the phone ringing or anything else. Which is ironic because sometimes I sit on my phone when I'm riding. But that's like the family and friends and stuff like that. Show, why did that get held for review? 8,000 watts at 48 volts got held for review. I have no idea why that happened. Exercising on your bike. Hello from beautiful and awesome South Dakota. Just the other life. Sounds like a good channel. I might check that out. Welcome, mate. Push bike. I'm at 60. In the Powerwall shed, you put PC fans to help with the heat in summertime. Oh, it's a winter at the moment, so they're all disconnected. And after having a few conversations with Jaron, I disconnected my DC to DC because it just sucks up too much power. So I was running my DC to DC to run the fans and the Watchmon toolkit. Oh, the Watchmon 4, sorry. And after talking to Jaron, the amount of energy that they waste just idle is insane. So I turned the DC to DC off. I'm going to take that out and replace it with 48 volt fans, and then just run the Watchmon 4 straight from 48 volt. That'll require a little bit of rewiring and stuff, but that will save me a considerable amount of conversions every day. And let's face it, the fans still only run for an hour or two a day. Like, unless it's bypassing, because I got the fans turned on to bypass, when it bypasses to turn the fans on in the shed. Which is useless because it's only in the battery shed, in the power shed, not the battery shed. But I just need another fan in the other shed and just pump some air through. They're not exactly airtight sheds either, so there is still some thermal siphoning going on there. There's still some airflow, and they are on the south side of my house, and they've got trees and stuff around it. And I'm putting a new water tank down there as well, so it'll have 5,000 litres of water right beside it. That is not for safety, it's just simply because that's the only place I have to practically put that. However, maybe that is something I could wander into the conversation with safety with the batteries. Having that much water close by is useless unless you have a pump on it, which I don't, because it's all gravity fed. The only thing that bothers me about the plastic ones is that they are different colours. That bit, yeah, that's why I'm going to be doing Keith's as well, for added safety, but also the consistency. But all these, I'm using all the same cells on this build, so it's going to be all the same colour, so it won't be a problem there. From the exercise, did you have to tone up? I didn't tone up. Like I'm not like. Let me read that question again. From the exercise you have toned up. Yeah, I did a little bit, but I think I lost. I don't think that lasts very long. I think it's very short-lived. Tim Tams and what do you call it? M&M peanuts will quickly get rid of any weight loss. I lost like 5 kilos or 6 kilos in the 3 months that I was doing exercise without changing my diet. I didn't change my diet at all. I just simply exercised more. But I did feel better. I did feel a lot better for the whole exercise. Does this mean you are one of those 40-something men on a bike in a cafe wearing lycra? Absolutely not. I wear spandex. No. No, I am not a coffee drinking, lycra wearing, mid-40s man. I turn 44 in a few weeks' time, so I am literally a mid-40s man. Next. I'm here in stormy New York, Saratoga area. Keep getting power outages. Was 124 hours long. I'm on lead acid batteries. Got a lot of solar. Thanks for your videos. Thank you very much for tuning in to said videos, mate. I do appreciate that just as much, I assure you. I think that is one reason why we don't have too many power outages here, actually, is because we have underground power, not above ground power. So the yahoos can't run into the power poles and bring the power poles down, or trees come down on it, or whatever. I live down the road where we do have above ground power, and we used to lose power down there quite regularly. But up here with underground power, it's pretty reliable. Except when we have that huge flood that we had a few years ago, and that got me started on all this. That wasn't so bad. So what's that? What did I do? 50 the first time? That's 70 packs. Is that 70 packs I've done so far today? I think it'd have to be close. Can anybody remember? Is anybody still here from when the live feed started? Did I do 50 or 40 the first time? I think I did 50. 70. Do I do another 30? Do I keep going? I don't think I'm going to get another 50 in that, another 30 in that container. I might do another 10. I might do another 10. Vote another 10, another 20, or keep going until I fall asleep. Here's some temp sensor and switch for shed fans. No temp sensor, no switch. All that I was using was the Batrium. So, well, definitely I have temp sensors. I have like 120 of them in there. So I was using the temperature sensors on the Longmons and the temperature sensor in the shunt and temperature sensor within the Watchmon itself to give me temperature, like 2 different fans to turn on and off. One in our city have those electric scooters, what you rent with an app. You can scoot it on an app and use it wherever you go and leave it and get paid that rent. What? In our city, have those electric scooters. You want to rent with an app. You can scan the scooter on an app and you use it when you leave it. That pays that rent. Okay. I've never been on any of those paid scooters and stuff like that. Interesting fact about Pete was he used to. You remember all the scooters, the little kick scooters that all the kids run around on. I was sponsored for many years from Skatebiz in the city to ride those things. I was the first one in the world documented to do a triple tail whip on a ramp and flatland and lots of other places. Interesting fact. That was a fun job, I tell you. You got to fly around Australia and do demos for all the kids and all the properties and stuff on like out west and stuff. That was great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Righty, 10 more. 10 more should fill this bucket up just nicely, I reckon. I guarantee you after this 10 is finished, I am going to run away and go inside. Is the colour really a problem? Oh, Maslam, whatever you pronounce your blindy name, sorry dude. If you've been long enough around to remember the hot Asian chick, you're a top bloke. I should get a shirt. I should go back and find those videos that had hot Asian chick written on there and actually get a shirt done. I'd wear that. You vote for 100 to stop. Okay, so that's I don't think I'm going to do 100. My hands are starting to hurt, and I'm slowing down a lot. You can. Lots more comments means lots more shucking. Is there really a problem though? Is colour really a problem? What do you mean by the colour? The colour of the cells? When storing batteries, do you keep them all in one direction? I would like to say yes, you should do that actually. But I just looked down here and I've missed a few. All of those ones that are at 4 point, all of these ones have been sitting around for a few years. These ones are all like about 2 volts. All those ones are all polarity sorted. And I've yet to find some cardboard to put them in between, but I will be doing that today, I hope. I just don't have any spare cardboard to actually do that. So I'll definitely be doing that. That's a good point. What have we got? When you store in batteries, you can separators ideally. Yes, I agree. Should equals lazy. Keep people used to use those a lot. Oh yeah, I think there's actually a scheme, isn't it, where you can sign up to actually charge the batteries. You drive around, you pick up the scooters, and then you bring them back to your house. You charge them up, and then you can take them back out again, and then you get paid for it. Is that a thing? I think that's a thing. Way to go! Almost full. Yep, I say stop at 100. 100 is my vote. 100 packs. That's 600 cells. That's 6 days or less until I have to sit here and do another live feed. Basically, I'm going to do a live feed with every cell that I shuck until these are all finished. Stop at 100, I say. So 100 is the vote. Oh, Jesus. We put ours on Dead Trees 200-year-old tech. What are you putting on Dead Trees, dude? Darren. I've got to keep looking back and trying to find a reference to what you're talking about. What capacity amp hours do you have at your house? So it is, when I first did it, it was 600 amp hours. I think the second time I did a full load test, it was 589 amp hours I got out of it, and that was charging it all the way to full, balancing the absolute hell out of it, and then I run for 63 hours. I would be shocked if I had 500 amp hours in it at the moment with the way it sits right now, because I know 2 packs are low, and those 2 packs would tell it to shut down. So, yeah, I think about 500 amp hours or 30 kilowatt hours, 35 kilowatt hours. I just lost a lot of respect for you. I thought you're better than that. Coke better than Pepsi. We've had this conversation. If you were here earlier, I've been a Coke man for 20 years. And I've recently upgraded to Pepsi. Apparently it's an upgrade, I'm not sure. Do you have more panels to put up? No, but I'm looking for another 3 kilowatt hours. What I plan to do on my shed is, this side of my shed is north facing, that side is south facing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I've got flat on one row, and then the row behind it is on tilts. What I want to do is move that tilts all the way like onto the south facing downhill, and then so run flat here, and then I can run another probably 8-10 panels on the shed roof. I may even double tilt it on this side, I don't know. Or where I did these ones, where are they? That one, transition. those panels, oh, you can't see because of the white balance. Out that door there, on my house, there is, what do you call it? No, you're never going to be able to see it. I've got, what have I got? I got 1.5 kilowatt hours, but it's east facing. So that's where the sun comes up in the morning, and that 1.5 kilowatt of panels is the very first place of my house in the middle of winter that gets sunlight. So it's there solely, so at 5 o'clock in the morning, or 6 o'clock in the morning, whenever the sun comes up over the horizon, it gets solar straight away. And it really helped my really early load, smashing my batteries, like when everyone got up and had breakfast. But beside it, there I can fit another 5 kilowatt of panels. So I'm thinking about putting some more panels there as well, just so I can really charge these batteries up more. Power lines, 600 cells a day. Nice. No, it won't be 600. 600 shuck cells in a day. It'll take me a couple of days to test them all. Today I set up a testing station for the EV cells I'm working for. There is a charge X8 doing charging, regen charging through 7S pack doing 7 cells. That is pretty cool. I wouldn't use the X8, or if it's anything like the X6, I would probably cut it down to about 20 amp hours if you're using the cables that come with it. 25, 30 amp hours each, it really does start warming up those cables, and I think it'll shorten the life of the unit. Yeah, it'll take a little bit longer at 20 amp hours, 20 amps. That's if what you're talking about. Yeah, they do get hot. I think by the reference there, that's the size of the packs, not the amount you're actually discharging by the... What the fuck? That's not an upgrade. Apparently not, apparently. The company just leaves those around downtown, and people just use all of them. Last time I was driving there, I saw lots of scooters. They all have red flashing lights. That means low battery. I reckon you can make some money out of it. I think I looked into that a long time ago, and I think they would only give you like a handful of charges, like 2 or 3 charges, and it took 12 hours to charge one up. So you couldn't have too many there at one time. And as you worked longer or whatever, they'd send you more charges. I don't know how that works. So you use your app to rent scooters and GPSTs that you use to join your scooters, and that company gets the money. Yeah, I think so. Just in quality, scooters with low battery alarm, and the company sees it and collects it for those to charge. So many of them ended up in creeks and rivers, though. The electric bikes and electric cars and all that sort of stuff. Electric vehicles end up in creeks, and the shit kids just throw them in the river. I'm just looking for a property for myself. One of the criteria and one of the cafe is running year round. Is running year round. Oh, you're discharging. You only run your X6 at 20 amps. I do 30 amps on mine and don't notice any heat. But you upgraded all the cables, Mike. I didn't. I've still got standard cables on mine. Or maybe it's cooler where you're doing it. I was testing in the middle of summer here too. I've caught up to the chat again. How is that even possible? I really wish all the cells I've ever shucked were this easy to pull apart. These are really effortless. It's the Charger 8. I've ordered the IST 8. I've got the IST-T as well. It doesn't do regen discharging though. That is definitely a drawback of the unit. I didn't know you were referring to the cables, only half paying attention. I appreciate you even half paying attention. One good thing that is if it won't move, you haven't rented. So if they see it damaged scooters, they can see you used it last time. Yeah, but I mean, you can pick it up and move a scooter. I mean, you don't have to rent it to move it. You just pick it up and tweak it. I don't think those rental scooter things are going to be a long-term viable sort of a product. The ROI would be horrible, I reckon. I think they started up a scheme and they stopped it again. They'd find half of the scooters were missing. Somebody will work out how to disable the GPS locator. Probably drill a hole in a specific area or something and disable it. I'm surprised all the batteries haven't been stolen from them, if I should be honest. Oi Pete, how many panels you're short from being off-grid? I'm never going off-grid. I would need a lot more panels to go off-grid comfortably. I am absolutely the sort of person that sits in the shower for far too long. And I mean far too long. We've got a 320 litre hot water system. I could definitely, just myself, I could empty that twice a day with hot water. And that is a lot of electricity. That's, I think it's what, 12 to 14 kilowatt hours to heat it from cold to hot once. And there are days where I'll have 2 or 3 showers a day. Not all the time, and not all for that long, but going off grid is just not practical for me ever. Being on grid is too cheap. Too cheap and convenient just to stay on grid. It's a cheap backup. It's better than maintaining, I'd rather pay $100 a year than maintain a generator or have to have fuel here or that sort of thing. Because, you know, if I tried doing that, it's a comfort thing. My wife would never go all off grid either. I couldn't even move something that was all off grid. She would hate it. Here goes the jet plane over the roof. Sounds quite low. Almost done. I don't think I'm going to get to 100 guys. I'm getting bored. This is a fair amount for one day, I reckon. It's probably not the most I've ever done, but it is a fair amount. I picked up some panels last month and charged 2 7X packs to test with the rest of the test. The goal is to do all the testing off grid. Doing the testing off grid is a bloody good idea, and see you later, Mike. Old Snippy is still around here somewhere. Original Snippy is still around here somewhere. The OG Snippy. I don't know where, but I did see it the other day when I was looking for these Snippies. These are nice because they've got a sprung handle. Sprung handle. And the old Snippies do not have a sprung handle and are blunt and pretty useless. I think I broke the tip off one of them. I don't know. I think this is my 3rd pair of Snippies. So I don't have any loyalty to Snippies anymore. I used to be very loyal. I'm not bothered about the regen not being an option as I don't need it. There you go. So that doesn't matter. Whilst you're working with With the code tweaks, I just tested the BMS and sent the data via MQTT from my test rig. Be sent all the way to USA and back to my laptop. That sounds inefficient. So MQTT, do you have to have like towers and stuff around you that have that already installed, or is that something I set up an MQTT antenna and then that bounces around and helps everybody else do it? I don't understand how that works yet, but I'm guessing I have a learning curve ahead of me. What data are you sending via the MQTT? Like, is it just critical data, or is it? Can I get all of the cell monitors, like the graph? I think you'll need new gloves for the next 100 packs. Yeah, the gloves are. Oh, where am I? Which camera am I on? That camera. The gloves are getting a little bit cut up. But they're not bad. I was buying really expensive automotive ones, and they just got sliced up so quickly. And these gardening gloves are so much better. They definitely speed the process up because you get a lot of confidence with not cutting yourself as much. So for that reason, they're pretty good. I tell you what, I'm not getting very much video editing done today yet. It's almost lunchtime and I haven't even started work, so to speak. That's terrifying, especially because I want to get this done quickly. I think it's the first summer when they have had those. My friends say that hard might take a few batteries. The scooters don't have a GPS. All that they have is LBE and accelerometer. They sound alarm if you move them without you scan their QR code and you have an app authorized over BLE. What's BLE? Are you going to video it? Can you use the grid as... You can still use the grid as a backup. The only time Jenny was when there was a blackout. True that. No video, but I'll probably start a build thread on the SLS forum. That's a good idea. Actually, I should start a build thread on the forum for this particular build, shouldn't I? That'd be a good idea. I don't think I took any photos of all the cells unprocessed though. That'd be a fantastic idea. Might add that to the list of things to do. I totally agree. They're much easier to have service a gen set. Hope you're looking forward to it. I hope long time those laptops. How long will those laptop batteries last after you burn through them? Sorry, how long will those laptop batteries last after you burn through them? What do you mean by burning through them, buddy? How long will they last before they're in a power wall? Or how long will they last, like their lifespan? I don't know what their lifespan would be. I genuinely don't. My electricity bill is $50 a month, so this stuff isn't practical for me either, but it's a nice hobby, I think. I think it's a good way to learn something new too and have a core understanding, not just watch a video on how it's done. Having a core understanding of some things in life is more important than reading about it, I think. I'm very much hands-on with everything I do. I like to practice and be present with doing stuff. Reading it, I don't understand. I tried reading how to do code a few years back and I just decided that I just couldn't do it because I didn't know the starting place. I didn't understand where you started to get a result. And I didn't know when I was testing the code that I was writing, it was Arduino. I didn't understand whether I was doing something wrong or the Arduino wasn't working or I hadn't, so I just gave up. That was a while ago. That was a long while ago actually. Tillman 50 gloves are great, a little thick, but when you won't cut them, these cut so easily with this nickel strip, it just slices through it. What the heck just happened to the camera? That was weird. Bluetooth low energy. So what do? They just communicate with that Bluetooth low energy. Does that just communicate one to the other? And because there's so many of them around, it creates its own network? Is that how that works? And what happens if one gets out of that network? M2QTT is just a network service. It's still using your Wi-Fi to the internet. We have a broker that sends it to a website that a web team are working on. Oh, cool. Oh, so you still need. So you still need Wi-Fi. So you still need the internet. So it wouldn't really work on a really off-grid property with no internet. And again, there's internet everywhere in some form or another now, I guess. On your phone or whatever else. Sounds like the ones you wall behind you. Oh, I don't know how long they'll last. I've been using them for 3 years now, so and they're still going, with a few exceptions. There's a few low cells out there that I probably could have built a lot better, but as a community, we've come a long way. So I think, look, if I can get, I'm 3 years into it now. If I can get 5 years out of it with the same capacity what I've got right now, I'll be stoked. If I can get 10 years out of it with a reasonable amount of maintenance, because let's face it, everything in this world needs to be maintained. If I can get 10 years out of it in total, I will do a nudie run on any street in any country in any part of the world. So someone's going to record that and play it back to me in 10 years' time. I'll be a 55-year-old man running down the street doing a nudie run. That's going to be a good look. And I'm looking at the wrong camera. Right now, I'm almost done, which means, ladies and gentlemen, I am almost done. Which means I am out of here as soon as I finish these ones, because I'm done with doing packs. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let's see if we can do a couple of these last questions. That's why I want to be going off grid almost impossible without lifestyle changes. No lifestyle changes here because I'd have to replace the wife. It was almost. Whilst they are building, I have just tried connecting the toolkit directly into you. It shows all the data you can see on the toolkit. It's just slower refresh rate. Well, that's understandable. I hear those scooters have a tracking system. That way they also know when all the scooters, they can say 100%, but they say that. Give it a thumbs up. Sounds like you need to do a video with my power has been running for 3 years. I think I have done. I want to do a video, but it takes time, right? And I've got to go and put Watchmon back down there again, don't I? After I blew the last one up. I want to do another capacity test video. But I've got so many other videos that I have to get done. I have to get this Watchmon Plus hooking up to this Tesla pack first. That's a priority. I have to get that done. I guess in the next few weeks I can try and do a load test on the whole lot. But given it's a little bit cold, I think I might just put a 1000-watt load on it, a heater, and just leave the heater on for 3 days at 1000 watts and see what happens. Anyway, tubers, that has been a long one. 2 hours and 28 minutes of YouTube goodness. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm going to run away. I might do another live feed this afternoon to catch people on the other side. But until then, thank you very much. I am out of here. What have we got? We've still got 40 people watching. That's not bad. Had 62 at the highest, at the peak. Got some hardcore fans. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. great listening. Hey Jaron, the Longmons are rated for 250 amp hours. No Walkers, Pete. The Longmons, I think people have done quite large. I think my packs are. No, I think they can do 400. It depends on how well you build your pack, Maslam. If you build your pack right, it can probably do 600 amp hours. It just, you got to make that decision on how long you want it to balance for. The scooter scans the QR app, looks up the scooter for the company server. Company gives it an answer to the app. If usage authorized, an app sends a unique code to the BLO scooter. There we go. Don't worry, Pete. I'll make time for you. Recommendation for a long one. How long do you wait? People have one. There we go. 1,000 amp hours. Scooter MAC address and power source come from the app to the server. Scooter turns off the alarm and turns on the throttle. There we go. Okay, I'm done. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Where's me thing? OBS.